Welcome back to the course. This is session 4, and in this video we are going to discuss database users. So the end users of a database can be described in many different ways. There's actually a different taxonomy for the various end users of a database. Interesting. So the application user. So anybody who uses a typical social media application, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, there's a database behind the scenes. We may have heard the term web server, and nothing is kept on, no data is kept or nothing is saved on the web server. The web server is runtime only. All data is kept in the database. The users don't directly interact with the database, so all of that data is called by the application and then presented back to the user. The user can't update the data, but it's all through the application. So Uber, you name it, most mobile and web applications, if not all, are running on the web server and database model, that type of application. A sophisticated user may be somebody who needs reports and is able to actually build a report. A lot of applications come with report builders. They may not be programming in the database queries, but they're able to format what kind of output they want. And then that the building of that output actually goes back to the database and makes a call on the data and then returns the type of data and report that the user needs. Application programmers are also end users. They need to understand what tables are present, what columns are present, and they need to know from the enterprise how the data needs to be presented back to the end user. The application programmers need to understand the schema or the template, know where all the tables are, the columns, so that developer then can correctly build that application so the end user is able to, or the user of the application is able to enter the data or retrieve the data that he or she needs. And then finally, database administrators, they run the repository product that actually manages our data. So they are really in charge of backing up the data, making sure it's correctly formatted, that it's properly entered, that the schemas are built correctly. So this is a really good representation of database end users. And again, end users can come in many different categories, and it's really where that end user is in the product development process, where that user is will dictate where they end up in one of these 4 categories. So please stay tuned for our next session where we will begin to discuss the SQL language, structured query language. And this is almost a universal database language.